So I've been seeing a lot of protests and a lot of people have been talking about boycotting and demonstrating and what have you. And so I have a thought about this that I think is important, right? I have this concept like for myself, and it's basically called "Let Your Life Be the Protest," right? One of the problems I have with Black people, you know, and this really goes for anybody, right? But a lot of Black people will tell you that they feel that the system is oppressing them and keeping them down. Personally, I understand that there is such a thing as institutionalized racism. I didn't wake up one day with that concept in my mind. I studied, I read, you know, I dug into history, and it dawned on me. It came to fruition in my mind after the more I understood things, that a system was in place that does, in fact, um, create a sort of institutionalized racism that is organized and that is done on purpose, But I'm not really here to talk about that, right? But Black people who have that same belief will then go and spend their money, you know, on institutions, in businesses, on things that don't benefit them and that are really made to victimize people on a whole. You know what I'm saying? Um, we go, Black people will not hesitate to go into Gucci or a Versace store and spend $1,000 on fucking bullshit. You know, like, let your life be the protest. Stop going and you got Black Fist on your Facebook page and Black Squares and shit on your Instagram, but then you go and put $500 a month in the Marlboro Man's bank account or Newport's bank account or whatever fucking brand of poison stick you prefer. Then you go and you spend another couple $100 on some liquor that just fucks your liver and your kidney, whatever, your fucking kidney. Um, it destroys your health, raises your blood pressure, and is just consuming your funds and does nothing for you whatsoever. You're so pro-black, and fuck the man. The man is but then you go and spend your money on bullshit like that, or like expensive car brands. Like, is fucking BMW putting together some programs and investing in your communities, in your school? And that's another thing. There are no Black communities in America. That shit is a myth. There's no Black communities in America. A community is when people have interest, and they have shares, and they have leverage in the schools, in the hospitals, in the grocery stores, in the judicial system. And they they have a say, they have power, they have means in these institutions. Black people don't got none of that shit in America. Black communities in America are white communities that are populated by Black people. That's what they really are. All of the businesses are owned by Caucasian people for the most part, right? Now, some people will tell you that that is because of industry, right? Like, it's like, are you telling me that some people, by their nature, a group of people can just be more industrious than another? Or is there something else at work here? Whatever, not here to talk about that shit. But I'm just saying, like, look, I don't drink, I don't smoke. It's not because I don't want to. You know what I mean? I would love to drink, okay? In a way, you know? Especially when I'm like stressed out or depressed and shit. I remember what it felt like to drink at those times. It's all an illusion. It doesn't really make you feel any better. Um, but sometimes the temptation arises. But part of the reason I stopped is because I realized that the alcohol industry is victimizing me, or attempting to. They want you to fucking drink. That's what the commercials are about. That's where the money is to be made. It's not in weed and in other drugs, active substances. It's in the alcohol. And that's why it's pushed on you so hard. Every fucking show you watch, someone's drinking, someone's smoking. There's always an alcoholic in every television show, every movie Shit, while I was watching Game of Thrones, every other scene somebody was drinking. This shit is not an accident. It's been foisted on you for a reason. And then you go hook, line, and sinker. And this is for anybody. You go and you spend hundreds of dollars on this shit. And none of these brands, Jack Daniels, not fucking Ciroc, not any of these companies, what was the other popular fucking vodka? Grey Goose. They're not doing anything in your communities. They're not doing anything for you. They're not investing in you. You don't own stock in them companies. When you go out and you spend money on expensive clothing to create, an ostentatious presentation of wealth as if you're wealthy, and you go and you buy expensive cars to show off, you don't own stock in these companies, and you're buying depreciating assets that aren't going to be worth shit in a little bit of time. You got to ask yourself where you're spending your money and who it is you're supporting, and if whether or not you're just not fucking yourself over in the long run. These people, these companies don't give a fuck about you. You put up black fucking squares on your Instagram and black fist up on Facebook, but then you go and you support a bunch of companies whose sole desire is to fucking victimize you, to make you as fucking poor as possible while making themselves as rich, as affluent as possible, and fuck all what happens to you after they're done with you. Invest your money in yourself, man. Go and study the S&P 500 and its rate of returns and think whether or not you should invest some money there, or Vanguard mutual funds and what have you, index funds, go and look into, read about fucking finances for fuck's sake. Learn where to put your money so that it is working for you, and not the other way around. You're just working to accumulate money to go and buy bullshit that you don't need to make yourself poor. And then you die and you leave your children in a bunch of debt, and the cycle continues. As bad as it sounds, man, when I see children, a lot of people see hope when they see children. And I suppose I do too. But more often than not, when I see children, also in conjunction with seeing their parents, a lot of times all I see are future debt slaves. Just more slaves for the corporate debt plantation. To keep the rich rich, to keep us broke. Every time a child grows up with no financial acumen, that is just another debt slave waiting to happen to perpetuate this cycle of haves and haves not. And there's always going to be haves not and haves, in a capitalist society. I'm not a fucking idiot. I understand that, right? But you don't have to have nothing, for fuck's sake. But it starts with your education, man. You gotta get your fucking eyes off of the Netflix, off of the Instagram, off the Facebooks, off the fucking World Star Hip. Look, if you are ever on World Star Hip Hop in any serious way, I seriously hope we're not even friends. Because the type of idiocy it takes to frequent a site like that and not see something wrong with it is not the sort of person I want being around me. You know what I mean? I have high standards for my friends, which is why I don't hardly have any. Because a lot of people don't meet them. My standards is what I'm saying. Hell, I don't meet my standards a lot of times, but I have them and I strive. And that's just something. It's like I want to talk to black people in this this episode of my podcast and whatnot. But this really goes for everyone, man. In general, stop supporting companies that victimize you. And specifically for black people, especially if you call yourself pro-black and conscious and all that, and the religious people, man, by the way, where the fuck is the church with all this corona shit going on? Where's all the laying of hands and miraculous healings, faith healings and all that shit? Ain't that supposed to be y'all thing? All I'm seeing is doctors and fucking medical advice, and I ain't hearing shit from the church, but that's a whole nother topic, right? To black people specifically, if you call yourself these things, conscious and pro-black and black fist and all that, you're a sham if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not plotting and planning about your own future. You know what I'm saying? If you're not saving your money and culling your resources together to get a better future for yourself and for your children. If you're just out there creating more debt slaves and running around acting like you're wealthy, buying things you can't afford, buying depreciating assets and liabilities, no real assets, you're just another dumb fuck. You know what I'm saying? And we don't need any more dumb fucks, do we? Educate yourself, man. That's something that just, in general, that upsets me. But that it really upsets me about black people because we have a propensity to, poor black people, I should say, poor black people have a propensity for ostentation, for showiness. A lot of the richest people in the world, man. Like, if you ran across these motherfuckers in a grocery store, you wouldn't even know they were rich. If you ran across Bill Gates, you know, I don't know where the fuck Bill shops. Wherever he does, he probably doesn't even shop for his own shit. He probably just has like a manservant or some shit. Go get his groceries. Go get my groceries, bitch. You know. Probably has a fucking robot that gets his fucking groceries and shit. But if you happen to run across him or Warren Buffett or any of the richest people in America, a lot of times you're not even gonna be able to tell that they're wealthy because they're not showy. Last time I saw a picture of Mark Zuckerberg, he was just wearing a fucking regular ass t-shirt like I'm wearing right now. Look, there's no names on my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to impress you with what the fuck I have. You know what I'm saying? It's about what I know. That's the most impressive thing about me. It's what I know. And these guys I just mentioned, they're not, you wouldn't know that they're rich by looking at them. But I really think it's something, I don't know. Maybe there's something intrinsic to our nature, black people, that we do that. I don't fucking know. I don't believe so. I don't think there's a whole lot that's intrinsic to human nature. I think a lot of our behavior is learned. You know what I mean? I remember reading about King Mansa Musa and how wealthy he was and how he would disrupt the entire economy of a place when he went through it because he would bring so much gold and jewels and wealth in his train, and he would give away so much of it that he would completely, sometimes he would offset the economy of a place, and disrupt it terribly, like just from passing through it. Possibly the richest person who's ever existed, King Mansa Musa, and a very showy dude apparently. So maybe we're inheriting this shit from our ancestors. Maybe our ancestors really like to stunt like that. I don't know, but I don't think so because look, I can tell you right now, man. If I won $100 million in the lottery, nobody would fucking know but the motherfucker who's cutting me the check. Nobody would know shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know better. And we should know better, man. Like, work on your fucking self. You know what I mean? Work on yourself, man. Like, shout out to my homegirl, a friend of mine, Cami Erickson. She said that to me today. She's right. You gotta work on yourself. You're right, Cami. You gotta work on yourself. You know what I mean? That's just my point. I don't know. Like, that's the way I go about my life. And I really wish that more people, especially black people, would do that, man. Work on ourselves, educate ourselves. Education is so powerful. I don't mean what you get from school. A lot of that is fucking lies and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We get lied to so much when we go to school. We get told that Columbus discovered America. You know what I mean? We get told that the Emancipation Proclamation abolished slavery. We don't get told shit about the slaves fighting for their freedom. I'm touching on history right now, but there's so much we learn about politics, and science is bullshit as well. The best education is the one you give yourself through your own efforts and your own research, and we really need to do better at that. And get off all this distracting shit, man. It's like so much distraction out there and so little like actual valuable information. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's it. I haven't made an episode in a while because I just haven't felt like it because I've been working on myself. I have been fucking balls deep in finance books, reading about finances. A great book is called The Simple Path to Wealth by Collins. I forget his first name. It's something Collins. And there's another awesome book called The Index Card. If you read those two books, The Index Card and The Simple Path to Wealth, you would have, and your investments and your financial acumen will be miles above the general public. So much better. You won't even need a financial advisor. Most people don't even know that there are such things as financial advisors, but you won't even need one after you read those books, That's the only way to get the knowledge, man. Get your ass in the books. Get on fucking social media. Work on yourself. Let yourself be an example. Be the fucking revolution. Be the fucking... Let yourself be the protest. Protest by not spending money where it does you no fucking good. Educate yourself. Be thrifty. Save. Get out of this fucking rat race that we're all stuck in. The only way to do that is to save your money and invest. You know what, working, of course, now that I'm doing a video, this dude's gonna be weed whacking and shit out here. But that's life. But you know what working class people do to get rich? They save and save and save. They invest in their 401ks, and after they've maxed out contributions there, they go and invest in mutual funds, index funds, and what have you, and they live off the dividends. By the time they retire, you know, they've got millions of dollars in assets and they just live off the dividends. They don't gotta do shit. Their money is now working for them. It's like the money is an entity generating additional money. They don't even gotta do shit after that. But you can't learn to do shit like that by accident. You gotta go find the knowledge. Go find the fucking knowledge, man. That's it. This is Son of Sotep. I am Kim Sotep and Ra, signing out. I don't know when I'll do another episode. I like to not do episodes unless I actually have something to say. You know what I mean? But I'm back. I'm gonna be a bit more frequent about it, once a week at least. For now, until I go on another fucking stint where I just don't feel like saying shit because I'm busy. Take care of yourselves out there, my friends. You know what I mean? Learn, grow, become more, become bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? And save your fucking money. Peace.